That time of year where you run the air during the day and the furnace during the night.
All right. Can you just give me a quick check here because I'm in the process of going live here.
You know you're not in the process of it. You're 18 seconds into it.
All right. Well, you know what I usually mean by that because I got to check the mic, make sure that the mic is working because you know that's happened to me before where I'll be start doing the show and then partway somebody will like maybe type in the chat, your mic is going out, Mike. It's like so. Flip. Hey,
Christy's
Mike.
here.
Hey,
Yes,
TJ.
Christy was
RJ,
just
that
on
is.
our channel. We were talking to her.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to have you here. I hope you'll enjoy the show. So, of course, before we get started, for those who may not know, well, tonight is it's going to be our last Friday edition of the historical comic retrospect. It's starting Sunday, November the 3rd. We'll be moving the show to Sunday nights. This Sunday will be our last panel show, our last regular panel show, the weekend edition. So, but we will be moving, as I said, the historical comic retrospect. I'll talk a little bit more about the updated schedule for the shows and all that. We're still going to be doing 6 nights a week, Sunday through Friday. But with all that being said, as I said, we'll handle that part a little later. RJ, how are you doing? How are you doing this week? I know you've been quite busy lately, huh?
I've been very busy. We've been putting out books. In fact, I have a signing now scheduled in my hometown at a bakery for a Christmas book we just put out a night before Christmas. This is a hardcover, and it's softcover too. You can get that if you want. A children's book here about a young boy who wants to become a knight and knows all the rules of chivalry, sets out on a quest to accomplish this, and ultimately fails at every single turn. But does he really? That's the twist.
Well, there are a lot of great characters like that, RJ. If in fact, since I decided to give you the screen there, if you want, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell everybody who you are, what you do, maybe promote. Go ahead and share some links if you'd like. To kind of get the word out there.
Well, if I put
the floor is yours, my friend.
All right. Well, I am RJ Carter. I'm the senior managing editor at criticalblast.com. I am also the chief publisher at, I'm making titles up. We have Critical Blast Publishing, where we are putting out all kinds of graphic novels and books, children's books, adult books. Comic books. I used to have everything here within reach, and then I put together my magazine rack for conventions, and I'm testing it in the kitchen on the table there, and then I just never took it down. So all the books are stacked up there. But we have a wide variety of books. You can go to criticalblast.com, hit the bookstore tab right there at the top of the page, and see everything we have to offer. Buy it direct. It's a little bit cheaper than buying it from Amazon. It's a lot cheaper than buying it from Amazon. But the creators that we produce and promote get a larger chunk of the pie when you do that. So we encourage people to do that. That's if you're in the U.S. If you're outside the U.S., you still have to use Amazon. So, we're going to put buttons there for that as well. You can just search it out yourself. Of course, we do the fulfillment business for people who are doing crowdfunders and then need their product fulfilled to people who bought it. And it turns out that actually when you do make a project on Kickstarter or Indiegogo, people want the thing that they paid for. And sometimes people have no idea how to take that final step. That's where we come in and we get it done quickly, we get it done cheaply, and we make you look good. So with that, what are we reading tonight, Mike?
Well, I was going to give you a chance to put up a link if you wanted to, but
I got to go to YouTube to do that. I can't do it from here.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. Well, with that being said, then, well, tonight what we're going to be looking at is, of course, we're going to be finishing up our coverage of March of 1940, books that went on sale in March of 1940. We're going to be looking at the books that went on sale, or one book that went on sale, of course, from United Feature Syndicate, Comics on Parade number 25, Volume 1, number 25. I'll bring that up here in a moment here. Of course, these are primarily reprints of stuff that they would syndicate through the newspaper syndication. So there you go with that. Of course, I'll have you do the classic. Yep, and very cartoony too. This is probably one of the reasons why I kind of and of course, I recently got MeTV Tunes as well, so I've been actually having a chance to watch a lot of the older cartoons as well. I actually did recently see a little Abner cartoon, as it were, and of course, there's I guess one of the links. The book.
That's the only one you need.
All right. So, and then RJ, want to handle the narration duties tonight, as always?
I will do my best.
And then we'll figure out how to do the other stuff. As we go along.
We're seat of the pantsers. We're pantsers.
Right. All right. So let me pull this down a little bit. So, Comics on Parade, April number 25. You want to try doing little Abner there?
Yeah, I think I would. Oh, Daisy May. I've got all Yoakum's pictures.
All right, 5 pages of little
actually,
Abner.
There was a dog patch, which is, of course, where little Abner lived. It was Dog Patch. There's a city of Dog Patch in Arkansas. It's where the theme park was. I went there as a kid. It was all little Abner stuff, and it's abandoned now. It's like a ghost town. It's real freaky looking. To see all that stuff overgrown.
Yeah. And I know I said I'd let you do the. So usually, as narrator, I should have let you say read off all this right here.
I don't count this, but 5 pages of Lil Abner and Tailspin Tommy, the Captain and the Kids, Nancy, Bronco Bill, Dynamite Dunn, Abby and Slats, Tarzan, Louie, and Little Mary Mix-Up. How it began. Ella Cinders. 64 pages of laughs, adventures, and romance.
Yep. So again, a little break from the harder stuff that we normally, with the superhero stuff and stuff like that. A little more lighthearted stuff tonight. Let's see. Spin yourself some fun. Be the first in your crowd to show this brand new Captain and Kids spinner.
It was a pog.
Yeah. Comic characters now on spinners, ready for you. Bound to be read. All right. Special 6 months for 50 cents.
Model airplane news.
And here's Tailspin Tommy. And we haven't been, as I said, we haven't been reading Tailspin Tommy as much, I mean, there's a lot of aviator heroes we've read before, like
they're all the same. They're all the same.
Yeah. But we can look at the art here and see how cartoony it is. And it's kind of cool that it's cartoony like this.
Yeah, and for being an aviator hero, the last nickname you want to have is Tailspin. It's like, oh, you're the guy who crashes them, huh?
Well, that's not the last name. That's the first name or the nickname, Tailspin Tommy. And then here's I guess the model. I guess they're showing the Beechcraft Model 18 model planes or model plans. Now this must have been cool for when this must have been cool for when kids would get these having these little like get to see this stuff.
They get the kits and they build out balsa wood.
Mm-hmm. All right, Abby and Slats. We'll go ahead and start with this one. Can you read all that? All right, RJ.
Yes, I gave myself full screen and I have on my reading glasses, so I'm good to go here.
Okay.
Okay, Abby and Slats by somebody. I can't read that. That's crazy.
Yeah, it looks like Reed Wynn Van Bippen, I guess, or Bullpen or something.
Van Buren, somebody Van Buren, but
yeah.
But anyway, Tony Turkle has persuaded her father, the rich soup king, to buy and operate the Crabtree Canneries because she likes Slats, who had used every means to keep the factory in Crabtree Corners. Slats, who loves Becky Groggins, finds himself in a very tough spot.
And you, little man, get this straight. You're going to like me. It may take time, but you will. You will. I'm beautiful, and I can be sweet. And besides, I'll be seeing you every night and twice on Sundays. Oh, you'll learn to like me yet?
Not in a million years, I won't. I gotta admit, she is kind of beautiful.
Now, something I want to note because in the hopes that Kitty is still with us, following along in the chat. I have been also looking for female co-host, if you might be interested, to do the female. I will do it as more or less just because somebody's.
Anybody, please come in so Mike doesn't have to do them anymore, please.
But I think everybody would agree that it would be best to have a woman doing the woman voices. But again, I don't mind doing it if it all comes to it. But
I've done it before too. I don't mind it either. Me, a guy like me, a slave to the whims of a dame I hate. That's what I am. Every time Tony Turkle waggles her little finger, I've got to jump through a hoop. Key-wrecked or not key-wrecked?
Key-wrecked.
And I can't stop her. She'll pull the canneries out of Crabtree Corners. If I ever despise the dame, that dame is Tony Turkle.
There she is. Now Slats on time as usual.
Blowing her horn. Coming, Tony.
He's smiling like as if he liked the whole idea. In spite of all he said, what I feared most is happening. She's so terribly pretty, and she ain't allowing him to see any other girl. He's getting used to her. The next step will be that he'll get to like her. He'll forget about Becky. That mustn't happen. I've got to stop it somehow. He knows she's just a spoiled moodist. What?
Vicious.
Spoiled.
Vicious.
Spoiled. Vicious? Is that what it is?
Vicious. Yeah, spoiled, vicious little brat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the letters are so jammed together, it's kind of hard to tell what they are. A spoiled, vicious little brat. But he's only human. If he keeps going round with her, and he can't help that, he'll get to like her. He'll forget poor Becky. I've got to stop it somehow. Smash! If you wanted a pie, why didn't you ask for it like a man?
My good peasant woman, Boris Borscht is not merely a man. He is a prince. He asks for nothing. What he wants, he takes. That is the way I was brought up in Russia before the revolution. And so Abby meets the prince.
Land of Goshen. The whack I gave him has affected his brain. Well, Prince, if you're strong enough to walk into the kitchen, I'll give you something to eat.
Ah, never did I think I would sink so low as to dine with a peasant. But I accept.
Beggars can't be choosers, right?
No. Ham sandwiches and milk. Food for pigs. Ah, in the old days, I ate nothing but caviar and champagne. The Duchess Natalia, her champagne was the best.
Oh, brother, so this guy's a real charmer, isn't he?
Yeah, yep. He thinks he's a Russian prince.
I mean, a Russian noble doesn't his attitude just make you want to slap him upside the head?
Well, yeah, that's because he's a Russian noble.
Uh,
Probably he was friends with Peter the Great. Come on. She was mad about me. So was the Duchess Olga and the Duchess Sonia. All the duchesses were mad about me. And that, my good peasant woman, is one thing the revolution could not take away from me. My fascination for women.
have another ham sandwich. Your Royal Highness, you're giving me an idea.
The revolution took away my fortune, my castles, my serfs. But one thing they could not take away was my fascination for women.
I, been doing any fascinating since you came to America?
Ah, how can I? I am penniless. I roam from haystack to haystack. I live on handouts. I never meet the right people.
Look, Prince, suppose I gave you a job fascinating a certain woman. I'll fit you out in some store clothes, get you a place to live, and pay you well. Wow, she look at this. I guess she what RJ, what do you think her idea is?
Well, she's going to try and set him up with the beautiful girl and get.
So she can get her guy back, right?
I think Slats is her son.
Yeah.
That's his mother.
Great voice. Well, RJ, Kitty there, Flip City Magazine. Kitty just gave you a compliment there. Great voices. Yeah.
Christy. I get to have a lot of fun doing these.
Yeah.
Madam, I refuse. There are some things even I will not do for money. Besides, you are too old to inspire me.
I don't mean me. You you danged fool. The girl I had in mind is 19, rich, and beautiful.
19? Hey, 19. We can't dance together. Oh, never mind. 19? Rich and beautiful? Ah, I am inspired. When do I start work?
Tonight. Now listen. It's the same every night. Only today was the first time he didn't say a word about how he hated her. She's winning him. He's forgetting poor Becky. Oh, I hope I haven't waited too long.
I'll do Becky. You got the other women. Every night they pass here, but tonight is the first time he hasn't turned around and looked this way, my way. Well, all right, I'll put my arm around you, but don't get the idea I like you. The reason is, well, is
Never mind. The reason, Slats, I think I know it even if you don't.
midnight, the porch of the Swank Crabtree Corners Summer Hotel. She is coming. go to work.
So it looks like Abby sat there. He not only probably gave him some new clothes and all that, but looked like she kind of cleaned him up too. Got him a shave, cut his hair, maybe really cleaned him up.
Turn him into a handsome prince to woo her away. Ah, Russia! I face east and I salute you, land of my ancestors, land of which I was in happier days a prince of the blood.
Who?
I thought I was alone. Pardon me. I am humiliated. I must have sounded so absurd.
Oh no, you didn't. You sounded wonderfully. A prince of old Russia. Oh my, you thrilled me.
Eat it.
Yes.
Fine. Sit down. And so, I, Boris, last of the Borsts, escaped to America, and here I am, alone, forsaken, with no one to care about me.
Oh, Prince, it's not true that no one cares about you. I feel that I've known you all my life. It's it's kind of funny here how she was all over a guy who didn't even like her. Now, what, a few panels ago, like 2 or 3 panels back, and now she's like all into this guy. Man, these two, I have a feeling just deserve each other. What do you think, What do you think, RJ?
They belong together. How funny. I have the same feeling about you, as though down through the ages it were our destiny to meet and to love.
Oh, how continental.
She is a dumb kid, but her papa is rich, and frankly, I am tired of supporting myself. I am a man of few words. I love you. Marry me?
To herself. He's old and not nearly as cute as Slats, but he has a title, Princess Tony. How marvelous that will sound. I will marry you, my prince, anytime you say.
Right now, tonight. Ah, there is nothing more beautiful than true love.
Is that true love or money love?
That's gold digging on both their parts.
Uh-huh. Ah, yes, my darling, true love. Land of Goshen. What's all the racket? We've eloped. We're married.
You married him, Tony?
Yes, and please from now on address me as Princess Antonia. Oh my stars! I didn't think my measly little scheme turned out this way. Oh, but I think that Abby and Slats may have something to worry about too here in this. This may have gone a little too far.
Oh yeah.
Your scheme. Oh, go ahead, RJ. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
I just said I read ahead. I know that's a problem.
Your scheme. Yeah, yes, I sicked him onto you, so's you'd let Slats alone. He's no prince. Nabbed him yesterday, trying to steal my pies. He's a tramp. And oh, Terry, you married him? I'll make you suffer for this. I'll pull the canaries out of here tomorrow. You'll all Starve, starve.
Continued on next page.
I'll make Daddy pull the canaries out of here. Tomorrow I'll get even. You'll all starve, starve.
Tony, darling.
Daddy, I hate these people. I hate this town. I want you to close down your factory here. Instantly, I'll show them.
But precious, I can't. The Mark Turkle Soup Company. Mark Turkle. Oh my gosh. Mock turtle soup. The Mark Turkle Soup Company went bankrupt this morning. I've lost everything. That's why I came here to the Crabtree Corners Canneries, are all I have left. I can't close it down. It's got to go on and be a success.
I think that might be Slats right there.
Yeah, he's just wearing a dress. Hooray! Oh, my heavens! Then you are a phony heiress?
So what? You're a phony prince? Slats! Slats, where are you going in your nightshirt? That's what that is, a nightshirt.
To Becky's. At last, I can tell Becky why I had to treat her as rotten as I did. I can tell her she's the only dame which was ever even in my heart. Gee, I can hardly wait. I hear her footsteps coming. Becky, baby. Ugh, it's you, Pop. Where's Becky?
Ugh. That's what I'd like to know, son.
Pop, where's Becky?
Son, I swore I'd never speak to you again after the way you treated my Becky. But this is different. Becky's gone.
Where, Pop? Where?
I don't know. Early this evening, she saw you riding out with that Tony gal. You was laughing like as if you was having a good time. After that, Becky kind of drooped. I've never seen her act so low, so beaten. Like, so help me, son. It made me feel so bad seeing her like that. I went out to get a shot of her restorative medicine. When I come home, she was gone. She and all her clothes.
Pop went out to get it. Pop went out to get it. Look.
What did Pop go and get, RJ?
Restorative medicine, yeah. He took a
What
shot.
You think that restorative medicine might have come in maybe a jug, maybe?
Probably a brown jug, yes. Oh, gee, Pop, I've got to find her and explain. Where do you think she might be? I was hoping there was another page because I would hate to end there. I need to know where she's gone.
Somewhere out there, son.
And she alone? There's prowlers in the countryside. On a night like this? 3 a.m. somewhere along the state highway.
Can I give you a lift, Toots?
No, wait. Yes, I'll go with you. What difference does it make?
Never a good idea for a young woman to take a ride from a guy, right?
Especially when he's wearing a plaid suit coat, sports coat.
Yeah.
And has a pencil mustache.
Where are you bound? Where are you bound for, beautiful?
I don't know. Nowhere. Anywhere.
Me, I'm heading for the big town. I ought to make it by breakfast. Steady driving. Want to come?
Why not?
Oh boy, I don't like where this is going. What about you, RJ?
Oh, it's a dangerous place. All through the night, Pops and Slat had been searching for Becky. Gee, Pop, if only I could have got to her an hour sooner, I could have made her understand. She'd have forgave me.
Let's try the state highway, Slats. Slats, maybe she went that way.
Look, Pop, there's a roadster coming with a man in it. Let's ask him if he's seen a girl alone along the road. Hey!
Hey! Shut up, you numbskulls. Poor kid, she fell asleep the minute she got into the car. The way those lunatics yelled, they might have woke her up.
Oh, that's a real Perils of Pauline moment there.
You almost have to wonder if maybe this guy isn't the scoundrel that we're painting him out to be.
Yeah, maybe he's not. Or maybe he gave her some Jello pudding when she got in the car. Dawn and hopeless weariness.
It's no use, Slats. Becky's gone. We'll never find her until she comes back on her own free will.
So I'd give anything in the world for just 1 minute with her to make her understand. There never was nobody else, or will be, Pop.
Look out!
Continued in Comics on Parade, number 26, to be published Friday, April 12th, something, 1940.
All right. Well, we come to the end of that one, Abby and Slats.
Oh! We got to find out what happens to Becky.
Well,
Slats got to get her back.
Yeah, well, thing is, with these ones, I usually do like every 5th issue because usually, up until now, they had been kind of more one-offs kind of stories. There hadn't been too many continuing stories from these ones. So that's the only reason why I hadn't been following these as much. But,
this is Peyton Place here. I mean, you got people getting married on a dime. You got women running off and jumping in cars with men. You got, star-crossed.
Yeah, this does almost seem like more of a soap opera, doesn't it?
Yeah, and what about the dog? What about the dogs?
And let's see. And Flip City Magazine, things are moving pretty fast between these two.
Yeah, yeah. The Prince and Tony, yeah.
So, and I know you probably just already did it, but I'll ask this anyways. Overall impressions of this story. Overall, writing the story, and
I got to look up the rest of the books. I got to know what happens. This is action packed.
Yeah.
This deserves a musical theme behind it. Something for like As the Stomach Turns and stuff like that.
Yeah. Again, a lot of times these are more just samplings, and as I said, these were more reprints from newspapers. So when I was reading some of the earlier ones, most of the stories most of the time were like one-offs. It's like, we had like 4 or 5 panels here, or 4 or 5 pages here, but they were all their own self-contained story. Now it's like they got them in a continuous story, it would seem. So, but anyways, I guess we'll move on to the next story then. Unless you had something any more you wanted to say about this one.
No, I just gotta know how it ends.
So here's an interesting interstitial right here. Grin and Barrett. So I guess we can alternate here. I'm gonna justify my existence on Earth. I'm gonna will my brain to science. Okay.
Everybody wants it.
Gonna do the one on the right there.
We'll have to fire one of the decoys, Joe. This looks like our first customer. I'm not getting it yet. So, sometimes one single humor panels didn't carry their weight.
Well, let's see. You want to read the one on the left here? Well, just kind of
Okay.
alternate.
Yeah. When I married you, I thought you were going places. Look at you now, in a rut. He's king.
uh, well, I mean, going places, she meant that he was going to be active. I mean, he's not active, obviously. I told him the bottom line was from the latest suppressed book.
Guess book banning must have been a thing even then.
That they want an encore.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Cut him open again?
Well, it's kind of funny because they actually, it's kind of funny because I have heard the term theater used. Like I know sometimes when they talk, like when they make references in MASH, sometimes, old newsreels will, when they refer to MASH hospitals, they'll refer to them as, the like the theater, the Korean theater,
Yeah, well, there's a theater of war, but there's also there is a surgical theater. The hospital, the surgeons, there's a mezzanine where other doctors can watch.
Right.
It doesn't look quite like this, but same thing. Let's see. The jury says either they get better meals or they'll demand a new trial.
All right. So, anyways, and here's another one that's me, Nancy.
Ernie Bushman.
Wait, I'm sorry. Hold on. That's me, Nancy, by Ernie Bushmiller.
Yep. And this was when the spinoff from Fritzy Fritz.
Mm-hmm. I guess we can. So, do you want to do Nancy, or do you want to do?
You've already taken Nancy, unless it's a strain.
All right. Well, I'll give you a chance when we get into this. You want Nancy or do you want Fritzy?
I'll take Fritzy.
All right. I'll take Nancy then. Oh wait.
Unless you can't.
Fritzy, I think I'll take Tootsie out to the park for some air.
You can't, Nancy. You have no muzzle for her. You'll get in trouble.
Gosh, the poor little thing needs some fresh air. Oh boy, have I got smart brains.
Put it in a bird cage.
Look, Uncle Zach, there goes Aunt Fritzy with that new dog you gave her.
Yep, that dog was a good investment. Sure, I trained him to do that. Oh, wait. Word balloon floppage. You get to go first.
Oh. Gosh, look how the dog is pulling her along.
Sure, I trained him to do that. He's going to save me a lot of money.
All right, this is one of those cases where they decided to switch the bubbles around to make it, Well, I think in this case they were focusing more on the one that was more up front than the one that was, instead of vertical they did it, instead of vertical they did it horizontally, I guess.
Yep, and the dog won't let Fritzy shop.
And she doesn't look too happy about that.
Gary, I am so tired today, Nancy. I don't think I can do very much work.
Why did you make all the pictures hang crooked?
So Missy Ritz think I've been dusting them.
Bah, wow, I want that doll. Aunt Fritzy, bah!
Nancy, if you don't stop, I'm going to call you a crybaby wherever we go.
That's kind of a cute exchange. Nancy's what, like 6, somewhere between 6 and 8 there, and Fritzy's what, maybe early 20s?
Early 20s, yeah.
If you don't buy it for me, I'm going to call you Grandma wherever we go.
Got the doll.
That's me, Nancy. Let's see. Shall we continue with this, or because I don't know if this one does seem like it's more kind of like one-offs here.
Yeah, these are all strips, aren't they?
Huh?
These are all newspaper strips just stacked on top of each other. There's no story going on here.
Right. You think we should move on to the next one, or did you want to do at least another panel here?
Let's just go on and do it.
Let's go on.
Go to the next one. Go to the next one.
Go to the next one. Okay. That's usually what I try to do when how it began, Continental Uniforms, Cure for Laziness, The Captain and the Kids by Rudolph Dirks. And you know what's kind of funny here? Look at the first scene there. Kids in a graveyard. Now, Grant, I know that the book came out in March of 1940, right? So that would have been more like springtime. But considering that we're reading it here in October of 2024, and we're like 6 days away from Halloween, you almost get the impression that maybe this was, I don't know, fate or something.
I got hanging up on my wall over here in a museum quality frame. I paid like a few $100s for this frame. A 1907 comic book of the Cruise of the Katzenjammer Kids, which is what they were before they became the Captain and the Kids, with Dirk's name on it. So 1907, one of the true first comic books to ever be produced.
Yeah. Anyways, and of course, I forgot to mention this to anybody who may be in the chat. But if you guys haven't already, you guys can like and share this thing. See if we can get some more friendly people in here to engage. That'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and/or questions, and we'll try to answer the questions to the best of our ability. So let me just do this real quick to see if I can't get the count back up a little bit. Sometimes chat activity can help sometimes help get that view count up. But all right, so with that, let's get ready to move on here. So, well, RJ, you're the narrator here, so.
Right. The inspector's former sweetheart continues the story of his infamy from where Mr. Weathervane challenged him to a duel.
So I'm going to go ahead and assume that the narration at the bottom beats out the dialogue at the top.
When I arrived at the duel between the inspector and Mr. Weathervane, I decided to climb a tree in order to see everything.
Walk 10 paces, gentlemen, and at the count of 10, turn and fire.
The duel was underway.
I'm sorry, the narrator is a woman. Okay.
Well, I was having you do the narration in this case.
Yeah, but it's told from the point of view of this woman in the tree. I didn't know it was a woman until I saw her in the tree. From my perch in the tree, I watched the duel which was fought over me.
When I reach 10, turn and fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You want to do that guy right there?
She really loves him. I shall make the sacrifice and fire in the air.
So he shot me.
Bang!
but look, the bullet bounced off her butt. What's she wearing?
Yeah, I except to wonder maybe she's wearing what a steel corset or something like that.
Yeah, she's got to be wearing something bulletproof undies there.
Yeah.
As the inspector fired and missed, Mr. Weathervane fired in the air and hit me. I fell from the tree and knocked my admirer cold.
Well, I think you should have said ouch right there. Ouch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I bet she said ouch. She got shot in the butt.
And this one looks like another one where there's like separate panel. So, did you want to continue with this one, or shall we move on to the next one?
Yeah, let's move on to the next one. I don't know who these voices are.
All right. Like the ones that are we'll try to like I've got a few ideas. Son of Tarzan. The print's too small to read even.
Oh yeah, I don't blame you. That'd be pain in the eye socket.
Well, I mean, you've seen me try to read before, and you know that my eyes are great. So.
I'm right there with you. I couldn't read it either.
Let's see, stamping around. Stamp collecting was a big thing back in this time period too. Ella, there we go. Ella Cinders.
Okay.
Okay. You want to read the title there?
Ella Cinders by Bill Kuntzman and Charlie Plum. Ella and Blackie are reunited, but their troubles are by no means over. Ella learns that Ma Cinders is as mean as ever to Blackie. I don't know who's talking.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out who that is.
It's Blackie. Blackie's talking in the first.
Okay.
So
not a chance. I tried. Well, this time I think I'll let you try. You want to try Ella this time?
Sure.
Just to switch it up a bit, to where I'm not doing all the women voices. Not that I don't mind, but I can give myself a little break there. Not a chance. I tried it the other night, and she had sewed the legs closed on my only pair of pants, and she put a moth in my shirt, and it played 18 holes in 15 minutes.
There's only one thing to do, Blackie. Run home, pack your clothes, and meet me here. If Ma Cinders ever got her hands on me, I'd be sunk.
Okay, Ella. Would seem I may be echoing a little bit at times.
Oh, gee gosh, my stepmother. Just the person I don't want to see. Please hide me, any place. I'm afraid a certain party will see me. I'll pay you if you just hide me.
Climb into the steam cabinet. Hurry, I'll lock you in.
Put a towel over my head so she can't see my face if she comes in. Who owns this place?
A woman named Cinders. Mrs. Mitty Cinders. Maybe you know her? Oh, boy. Yeah, it sounds like she does know her, huh?
Yep. Miss Williams, has Miss Perry come in for her steam treatment? She had an appointment, you know.
No, Miss Cinders, but she's due any minute.
Why did you put anyone else in that steam cabinet? You know Mrs. Perry is our best customer. Who is the girl?
I don't know.
Well, so that's who it is. Miss Williams, is the young lady locked in securely?
Yes, Miss Cinders, but I can't let her. But I can't let her out.
If you do, I'll break your neck. Turn on the steam.
Oh boy!
So you
this woman's a peach, isn't? Oh yeah. Well,
it's her stepmother. It's her evil stepmother.
Yeah.
So you thought you'd put something over on me, did you? Well, I've got you right where I want you.
But Mrs. Cinders, I have as much heat turned on as I possibly can, and she's taking more now than we've ever than we've ever given anyone else.
But that isn't enough.
Oh boy,
Cooker.
this woman's a real witch, huh?
Well, she sewed that kid's pants shut.
Hmm. And it would seem it would it would
Yeah, she's turning up the heat. She's down here.
okay. Oh, okay. I guess
I
what
want to put more fuel on your fire. Come on, step on it.
but the boilers are carrying as much pressure as they'll stand.
Do as you're told, mugwump, or I'll change your face so much your mirror will give you awfully funny answers. So, you prettied yourself up while you were away, eh? Permanent wave and everything. Well, we'll fix that. Please, let me out of here. You should see your beautiful hair now. What would you do if I let you out? I'd call the policeman. Then I'd call 2 more to protect the first one. Still have a little fight left in you, haven't you? Well, I'm not doing this for no reason at all, so don't ever give me a reason. Well, I've taken away some of your beauty. Your hair looks like a mop now. You don't even know what a mop looks like. I'm not licked yet. And if I weren't a lady, I'd add up your chins with a boxing glove. So you tried to take Blackie and break away, did you? Well, I'm up to bat now, and you're staying. Understand? If I didn't
If I
understand the words,
oh, okay. I'm
it
sorry.
takes
I
her
kind
shit
of
out. Yeah. If I didn't understand the words, the fist would make everything plain. I want you to stay here and help me in my Health and Beauty Institute. There will be plenty for you to do to keep you out of mischief. So grab a bucket and a mop and caress a few floors. We cater to a nice class of people, and it will give you a chance to rub elbows with the elite. Well, I suppose this is just the beginning in the rubbing business. I'll have to start at the ground floor and gradually work up to elbows. If that good-for-nothing father of yours was here, I wouldn't have to support myself. He skipped out last year, and I haven't seen hide nor hair of him since.
I wonder why he skipped out.
Oh,
Talk about an old bat, huh?
yeah. Battle axe.
And it continued in Comics on Parade. Well, I'd let you. I think I should let you read that because you're.
Yeah, it's continued in Comics on Parade number 34 to be published Friday, April 12th, 1940.
All right. So what did you overall impressions of that story?
Well, it's obviously Cinderella, Ella Cinders, and she's always trying to get away from the evil stepmother, and the evil stepmother is always being evil.
Another Grin and Bear It segment.
Oh, let's not read those. Those aren't funny.
Huh?
Those aren't funny. Let's not read those.
All right. Let me see. I'm just checking the time. So we're still coming up on an hour here. Echo Techno, Echo. All right. Dynamite done here.
The fighter cartoon, fighter strip.
Yeah. Little Mary Mix-Up by R.M. Brinkenhoff.
All the pots and pans have disappeared from the pantry. Mary's mother sets out to find them.
Mary. Oh, you want to do it, Mom?
Sure.
All right.
Mary, did you take my pans and things? Mary, where are you? Maybe she's out in the barn.
You hold still, Gloria. I have to wash your ears. You just have to look pretty to win that prize. Well, Mary's pig is back on our hands. She eats so much that farmer wouldn't keep her.
The livestock show comes off next week. That will be the last of her.
I don't think mom uh will want this old ribbon. Anyhow, this is important. Look at Gloria. She's getting fatter every day. And when I get her fixed and nice and pretty, she'll win first prize sure. So we know that usually with animals, when they talk about fixing animals,
Yes.
they mean in a particular way. But do you think that's the way she's meaning here, or do you think
No,
she's
she just
another
getting.
meaning?
No, she didn't say fixed and nice. She's saying fixed up nice.
Hmm. All right. Uncle Ezra, Gloria is all fixed up for the show, but it's clear over in Bangor. Now, don't ask me to drive that pig to Bangor in my car. It's bad enough to bum food for that pig, but I won't ride her around in my car.
But Uncle Ezra, don't forget, when the pig is entered in the show, it's the last of her.
Golly, that's so. Okay, so before I go down to the next panel, of course, why do you think that is?
Well, because then you become the best pig, you're selected to be bacon.
You're sent off to the
Slaughterhouse.
Slaughterhouse, right? As we saw, of course, in Charlotte's Web, right?
That's right. That was some pig.
Uh-huh. Don't drive so too fast, Uncle Ezra. Gloria might get upset or something. Grrr. Well, Mary, there is a line. Stock. There's a the livestock exhibit. How get now get this pig out of my car. I want to enter my pig in the livestock contest. How do I do it?
Well, first you take that animal out of my office, fill out this application, and take the pig to the barn.
Isn't she beautiful though? Well, okay. Now you know that her character name is Little Mary Mixup.
Yeah.
Do you,
Gotta mix up something.
Huh?
She's got to mix up something, I would guess.
Yeah. But here's another question. Do you think she knows what's going to happen to her pig if her pig wins?
Oh, probably not.
Yeah. My, so many pigs. But don't worry, Gloria. You're fatter and prettier than any of them.
Four. Here's your stall right here.
Okay, I'll fix it all up, nice and pretty. Look, Gloria, isn't it pretty? You'll set the prize, sure. You'll get the prize, sure. And then
Continued in
there's a
Comics
little.
on Parade number 26 to be published Friday, April 12th, 1940.
All right, so overall impressions, RJ?
I don't know if the pig's going to win. They definitely set up some cliffhangers in this comic.
Yeah. Well, some of these strips too are no longer doing just the one. Most of them, anyways. We still see some, but some of them. Danny Dingle. Considering we're just coming up on an hour here, let's see. I'm just going to take a quick breathe down to see just how many more potential stories we have here. Because I know I may have to add a few more stories to fill out a little more time here. Looks like we have quite a few of them. All right, so maybe I won't need to. Like I had an idea. There were like 5 or 6 I knew I was gonna do. Like obviously, like Nancy and Kevin and the kid. Kevin and kids, I kind of decided last minute, but for the most part. All right, so Danny Dingle. Let's see. The Boomers. All right, let's do the Boomers. This one looks interesting. RJ?
I'm here. Sorry, I had a message come in. I was trying to figure out what it meant.
Oh, okay.
It was weird looking. Okay, The Boomers by Dick Richards. That's a little bit redundant, but okay. By a strange quirk of fate, Freddy has become a hero by rescuing the supposedly drowning widow, the blonde Flossie, who now shows her appreciation by being too attentive to the naive young man.
My hero. How can I ever thank you for saving my life?
What's the matter, pig? You've hardly spoken all day.
Oh, nothing.
There must be something. Tell me what I can do. You know I'm your devoted slave. Your happiness. Your happiness.
Oh my God! Oh my God! This beta male long before.
Yeah. Simping for the little woman. Your happiness comes first. My life is at your.
You, Freddy, my hero.
Coming.
Well, of all the put down that book, Bert. You're not listening to me.
I hear every word. Huh? What's that you said?
I said it was bad enough when the widow was chasing you, but here she is going after Freddy.
The best way to handle the situation is to go back home. I've been saying that.
So you did sometimes. I wonder if you didn't know she was here all the time. Let's see. Well, here's another one that looks like they're separate entries.
Yeah.
Well, it's only a second. Shall we do the second one or shall we move on? Because it's only 2, right?
Far, far into the night, Mert is still demanding that Bert do something about the blonde widow who has Freddy in her clutches. The ghost trouble has long been forgotten. There was ghost trouble. We missed the ghosts.
Huh. Are you a mouse or a man? Are you going to allow your daughter to be robbed of her rights?
All right, turn out the lights and I'll do something in the morning. Hey, who's pulling those blankets? That you, Mert?
I'm not touching your blankets.
And who is? Quick, turn on the lights. That ghost again. I'm going to sit here and figure out this ghost thing cool and calm. In the first place, the idea is ridiculous. There are no such thing as ghosts. Huh? Help! It's back again! Maybe I was dreaming. I'm going to make sure that ghost did take my cigar. I can't bear to look. Gone. Just like that. Continued in Comics on Parade number 24 to be published Friday, April 12, 1940.
All right, so that was a quick 2-pager. Overall impressions?
And not enough story on this one. I could have used another 4 pages of this to get,
To really get into it. Yeah, it did. Initially, it looked like it was like 2 separate panels, but then when we started reading it, they were kind of connected.
They were connected.
Well, here's something that might be pretty interesting to read here.
Unbelievable but true by Frank N. Ernest.
And I guess we can alternate between these two.
You got it.
You want me to start?
Go ahead.
All right. President McKinley's profile was accidentally blasted from rock by a railroad construction crew 8 days before McKinley was assassinated. September 6, 1901, near Turpmond, West Virginia.
Thurmond, West Virginia.
So you want to read the 9 there?
Yeah, 9, that's the answer to the last issue's puzzle. 6 matches and 5 matches arranged to equal 9. They spelled the words with it. That's what it was.
All right. Well, you want to read this one?
Yeah. Veteran of the fairways, Harry Varden, former British golfer, won the British Open Golf Championship 6 different years, 1896 to 1914. He was runner-up 4 times, placed 3rd twice, 4th once, and 5th 4 times.
Like wide world of sports in the comics.
Well, yeah. Well, they did that though. There's a little bit of, particularly in some of these anthologies, even further back in the 30s, there, where they did actually do that a little bit of, kind of that interplay, as it were. Pensacola, Florida, the town of many masters. Since 1719, it has changed ownership 13 times, 4 times in 4 months.
I didn't know the town was owned by anybody.
Unbelievable but true.
Now, mind you, remember, this is up through, I guess, early 1940.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll start it.
Bedouin boys of Arabia refused to eat in the presence of their fathers as a mark of respect.
Top heavy. There is twice as much land area in the northern hemisphere as in the southern hemisphere.
A. Fisher, 2222 Jefferson Street, and A. Fisher, 2222 Frederick Avenue, are both German printers in Baltimore, Maryland. They are unrelated.
That's a very interesting thing. Junipero Serra, California's mission father, when over 50 years old, walked 18,000 miles over the old mission trails with a crippled leg. He founded 6 missions in California, 18th century. Now, mind you, I've actually done this. Some of those like back about like probably about 30 years ago or so, in the early to mid 90s. Actually, no, it was probably even a little later than that. It's actually when I was at Fullerton, which would have been more like maybe late 90s, early 2000s. But I took a class in California history, and one of the things we did do was we actually did have a field trip where we kind of took a trip up the California coast and went to like a lot of the missions. So that was interesting. All right, so and then you want to read that last part there.
That was the last. Oh, continued in Comics on Parade, number 48, to be published Friday, April 12th, 1940.
All right. Let's see, got Alice in Wonderland here. Oh, what? By the way, what overall impressions of Unbelievable But True?
Yeah, it's Ripley's Believe It or Not kind of thing.
Hmm.
Every newspaper used to have them back then.
Yeah. Bronco Bill. Cynical Susie. Here we go. Here's another one. Look at that. Cynical Susie with the little book there.
Squinting to see it all. Oh, yeah. A very cross chap indeed was old Hermit Jones, until Susie came along one day. He hadn't spoken to a soul in years, unless it was to fiercely drive away a trespasser.
But gee whiz, Mr. Hermit, don't you get lonely not having any friends at all?
Hey, I've got lots of friends. Look. Take Tom, Jake, and Joe here, all 3 of the swellest friends any feller could have. That ain't all. Another. You watch and see. More of my cronies. And still more. My buddies here. Why, even their pappies and grandpappies were friends of mine. Hello, boys.
Goodness me. Do you get along with all animals like that?
Well, no, there's some ornery ones, kind of mean and destructive like, but these fellers are hermits too, like me. You see, they understand a guy.
So they're different kinds of animals too, huh?
Oh, yes, indeed. Now take that one, for instance. That scoundrelly skylark shooting, bird bumping off assassin. Why, even a custard coyote wouldn't go gunning for butterflies with a machine gun. He's the kind of animal I don't like.
Cynical Susie. Now run along, Mr. Hermit, while I clean your cabin all up nice for you.
But
No buts. Go, take a walk, and I'll have this place spick and span when you return.
I don't want it that way. Confound the young imp. Who ever heard of a hermit having his place spick and span?
But she's kind of cute at doing it, right?
Yeah. I want it dirty.
What that old guy needs is some mothering and taking care of. Oh boy. Of course. You know how people would react today if a little girl like this, and I'm thinking she's probably what, 8, 9, 10, around there maybe.
Oh yeah, we're guessing.
Could you imagine if a little girl like that was to act like this nowadays? How people would respond? They'd be all, huh?
It'd be nice, actually.
Well, not what I'm thinking, though, in the world we live in today, they'd probably try to pervert it.
Oh,
Or
well,
they'd
yeah.
probably try to make it seem like it was something, more, not innocent and naive like this is, more the opposite. More, darker, more, quote unquote, adult, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Good. There's a peddler down the road. Maybe I can pick up a few knickknacks and doodles or doodads. This is all I needed to put a few finishing touches on the place.
Well, I've been gone an hour. I hope she's satisfied.
Well, how's it look? Better?
Suffering shades of ladies' boudoirs.
Hey, where are you going?
Moving, that's what. Gangway. No use hanging around, Bear. This here cave's got a new tenant.
And then there, right under.
Oh, yeah. Continued, blah, blah, blah. Published Friday, April 12th, 1940. Same.
So
Oh,
overall impressions of Cynical Susie.
She didn't seem all that cynical. She was very helpful and optimistic. I don't know why they called her Cynical Susie.
Well, it could be too. I mean, it could be maybe she's cynical because she thinks that she knows better than everybody else. Maybe, maybe she thought that she knew better than the hermit what the hermit needed, even if put with a positive spin on it.
Oh, he didn't want her help.
Yeah. But yet she thought she knew better and thought, well, yeah, I'm gonna give him my help anyways.
Yeah. You need it. You don't know you need it, but you do.
Oh, here we go. Little Abner by Al Cap. Ready for this one, my friend?
I'm ready for this one. When Mammy hears little Abner wailing in his sickness for Pappy, she swallers her pride and goes out to fetch him Hairless Joe. Fetch him. Hairless Joe has different ideas. Also, he said if you don't go peaceful for me to insist, I does my insisting with my club.
Tisk tisk. You wouldn't fight a lady, would you? Would you?
With pleasure.
Now, even from now I told you that I recently saw a little Abner cartoon. Of course, the little Abner cartoons were done in the 40s by, they were distributed by Columbia Pictures. I believe they were either produced by I don't know when the transition happened, but either by Charles Mintz Productions or UPA. I don't know exactly when UPA took over producing the works for Columbia to distribute, but so it was one of those companies. Yeah. Then at least you oughta be neat and clean when fighting ladies. A real gentleman. All us is hooked at yourself. Look at yourself. To shoelace is untied.
Excuse me, I will tie it.
Okay. Oh, I know why I was getting into all that. Even in that cartoon I saw, apparently everybody was afraid of Mammy Yoakum.
Oh, yeah.
She's not exactly somebody to mess with, from what I understand. That's why I was bringing the whole thing about the cartoon up. All this says that Brains is better in brutology, and sometimes they both works fine together.
Next, Mammy released Pappy from the evil clutches of Mary and Sam. The parting scene was just too awful, but here we see the Yokums most happily reunited.
Go ahead and do. I know you want to do Little Abner, so
Wait for it to scroll up there. Yeah, they come back from old Mary and Sam's a smiling and a laughing, and I bet I knows why. Don't tell me I knows you ain't really divorced, ain't that it?
Pappy ain't me is celebrating with another honeymoon.
Yeah, son, and that's not all. Yippee!
Little Abner, I is taking your pappy on a little trip up the lonesome polecat trail.
Sort of like a second honeymoon, son. That's fun. I hope she has a joyous time. Gosh, seeing Mammy and Pappy like that gets me to a romantical mood. Reckon it's how I'll call on Daisy May.
Daisy May, Cho Wolf is your getting sucked up into Sunday best.
Oh, you got to remember they're writing hillbilly here.
Daisy May, child, what for is you getting sucked up in your Sunday best?
Granny, I get a feeling that little Abner coming to call on me.
Yeah, he probably is.
I guess you're doing Granny.
No, I was just telling you what the words were there, but I can do it. Yeah.
That's strange. Something keeps telling me, too, that little Abner's on his way, but that he ain't never gonna get here.
Oh, Granny, it's one of your instincts, and they all us come true.
Little Abner is in a romantical mood. Little Abner, in a romantical mood, is on his way to Daisy May's.
What a perfect evening. Never felt so good except for the peculiar buzz in my ear. Maybe I has a earache. That buzzing seems to get louder and louder, coming nearer and nearer. Oh my!
Pardon me if I startled you.
I landed a plane on top of you.
How did you do?
Hope I didn't startle you. I had to make a forced landing. Rudder cable snapped. Whew.
Can I help you out somewhat, perhaps, ma'am?
No, I can handle it myself perfectly.
Yes'm. Mighty interesting contraption, I must say. Wonder where this door leads.
All finished. Wonder where that funny cute boy disappeared to. Too bad. I can't stay. I can't say goodbye to him. Oh boy, you're gonna say hi to him again.
Bye, Abner.
I guess Granny's premonition may have been true, huh?
Oh yeah, they always come true.
Little Abner, haven't you
Ain't here.
haven't you Granny? and I was so sure he was a coming.
I told you I had a strange feeling he'd never get here. Looky, child, there's an aeroplane in the sky.
It's good it's good. It's odd. I'd swear I saw that big hill, Billy boy, poking around the baggage compartment, and then he was gone. Too bad he was cute. Hmm. You almost have to wonder if this girl's gonna figure out. Oh wait, maybe that little cute hillbilly boy is in the baggage compartment.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, it's powerful interesting in here. There go the motor. There go the motor. Reckon she's ready to start. She's already
Oh, I think she's more than starting.
Yeah. I'll go out and see. Doggone, my feet ain't a touching the ground yet. Don't seem like it was so high up when I climbed in.
Oh boy.
Show is ridiculous about the ground being so low down. Well, I can't hang here all day. Reckon I'll just give a little jump.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh, hey, gal, stop. I's here. Hey.
How glorious it all is. Alone, climbing high into the heavens, and except for the roar of the motor, silence. The great eternal silence.
If only that doggone motor'd stop, she'd hear me. But oh heavens, if it did stop, so would the aeroplane. We'd go crashing down. So I hopes it don't stop.
That's a pretty funny story, isn't it?
Yeah, he's in trouble. Don't know how far he's gonna go. Nowhere's to go but back in here. Where is I headed for? What is it gonna become of me? My body may be high up, but my spirits is low down. Hooray! We is a going down. We is a landing. Doggone this door. It's jammed. I can't get out.
Hello, Jarvis. Had a gorgeous trip. Are mother and Payne inside?
Yes, Miss Babs. I'll get your luggage.
Oh boy. Well, dear, what luck. I did exactly as you told me, Mother. We'll have the money soon, but oh, I hated to lie.
Shut up, you little fool. Think of what I've had to do.
Don't quarrel, dears. Everything will turn out all right.
What's that?
It's Jarvis, looking like he's seen a ghost. Something's alive in the luggage compartment. You must be mad, Jarvis.
I tell you, Miss Babs, I heard it breathing, muttering. It sounded almost human.
I'll open it. Great heavens, it's you!
Yes'm. That's how it is. Reckon it's how it is. How does you do? I locked myself in, but I enjoyed the ride. I'll be getting home now if you show me the way.
You poor boy. You're 500 miles from home.
Wow.
Oh boy. Talk about some trip, huh?
Yep.
You'd better stay here and start back in the morning.
Yes'm. Is your folks at yet? He's always hungry.
The little fool asking him to stay here, in this house, tonight.
How'd do, sir? I was the yoking boy.
This is my brother, Payne, little Abner. Little Abner stole away. unwillingly in my plane. He's to stay with us tonight.
What? Did you ask him to? You. Never mind. Skip it.
What's the matter with him?
No, nothing. He was merely joking.
He was. Gosh, he sure has a fine sense of humor. Doggone if I really didn't think he was really mad. Huh, the joke is on me.
Yes, yes, little Abner. It was all a joke.
Have you gone mad, Mother? Allowing a stranger into the house now?
But this is only for one night.
Even one night is too many, madam. He must not stay. It's dangerous, madam, to have a stranger here.
But Babs has already invited him. If we asked him to leave now, he might become suspicious.
It must be done, Mother. It must be done smoothly, Mother. Leave it to me.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to go well for these people. What do you think, RJ?
I don't think so. He'll just eat him out of house and home is what he'll do.
Well, let's see. What we know about him, he's a pretty big, strong, strapping kid. These guys try to take him on physically. I think they're going to regret it. What do you think?
Oh yeah, he's comically stronger in the comics, like Popeye strong.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in another room, soon as your mammy and brother comes in, does we eat? I hopes.
Yes, but while they're out, I must tell you something. Maybe you can help me.
Help you what?
Shh. Here they come now. I'll tell you after dinner.
Oh boy, let's go. That sure looked like a fine dinner.
I hope you enjoy it, because after dinner, I'm afraid you'll have to leave. If you've been enjoying the adventures of Little Abner, be sure and
That's not the
Oh,
end.
I'm sorry. I didn't.
I thought that they were ending it, but no, I don't want to read the tiny print there. Just
All right. Yeah.
yeah. Yo means after dinner I gotta go.
I'm afraid so. We'd be delighted to have you stay, of course, but unfortunately, we're all filled up, and
Oh, I've dropped my napkin. Will you pick it up for me, little Abner? Please don't leave. Make any excuse.
Yes, I catch on.
as I was saying, there isn't any extra bedroom in the house. We're all filled up, but the stables.
The stables? Why, that'll be fine. I'll mind sleeping in them if the horses don't mind me. Thanks for the invite. I'll stay. No, sir, I don't mind sleeping in the stables with the horses. I always gets along good with other dumb animals. Other dumb animals.
Well, you're welcome. I'll get a flashlight and show you to your quarters.
Quick, now can you tell me what you was a gonna? Is there what you was a gonna? Is there any trouble?
Trouble? Oh, heavens, yes. But there's no time to talk. Pain will return in a minute. All I can say now is thank you for staying. You're brave and honest, little Abner. You're wonderful.
Is I now? Already, Yoakum.
Gosh,
Little Abner, though, doesn't know what's going on, though. So, I mean.
no, he doesn't. Gosh, Miss Bab said I was wonderful. I wonder if I is wonderful and why.
Little Abner slumbers in the stables. Little Abner's slumbers in the stables are disturbed by a stealthy tread outside.
Oh, well, reckon it's nothing to worry about. It were probably just a ghost.
Well, there's a letter there.
There's a letter. You were fools, all of you, to permit a stranger within this house. When a clever man engages in a scheme and finds his fellow schemers are fools, He leaves. Goodbye, T. Jarvis.
Jarvis, he's gone.
It's all Bab's fault. He'd have seen through. He'd have seen us through if she hadn't asked that blasted hillbilly to stay. Well, they had a scheme. Now they don't.
And there's something underneath it that is ending the.
Yes. The continued in Comics on Parade, number 25, to be published Friday, April 12th, 1940.
All right. So, RJ, overall impressions of that one?
Well, this one's a lot of story, but we don't know what's going on. We know something's going on, but it's a mystery.
And of course, we're at the hour 35 mark, so I think I think there's at least one more story I want to try to get to, unless we hit all the ones I think I've already hit. But let me at least get these chats before we okay. So Metal, hey Metal, thanks for popping in. Of course, if you guys haven't already, you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream. See if we can get some more friendly people in here to engage. That'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and/or ask questions, and we will try to answer the questions to the best of our ability. So, and we also have Chase Collier here. This was in my recommended.
That's great. That means that YouTube is recommending your channel to people.
Yeah. Thanks, Chase. Yep. Well, I'm glad. I mean, well, my mission is always to try to, particularly with like the comic stuff. When we're doing these, I hope for it to be a respite from everything else going on in the world. Taking a trip back in time and getting into some of these worlds. Don't you just want to go and hang out with Yokums there, RJ?
I actually did go out and hang out with the Yokums.
Oh wait, that's right. Didn't you tell me that there was, I guess, a Little Abner amusement park near you?
There was a Dogpatch USA theme park in Arkansas, and I'm not that far from it now. And it was, little roller coasters, wooden roller coasters, some zip lines. They had a pond. I remember this. There was a pond that was so stocked with fish, overstocked, that little kids could just go up and buy a fishing pole with a baited hook on it, throw it in, and pull a fish out. Guaranteed, you were going to pull a fish out, and then you took it back to the counter, and they would cut up and fry your fish for lunch. That way, you ate what you caught.
Wow, that must have been quite an experience.
It was. They stopped. There was a train that went around the place, and halfway around the thing, the wolf girl and her minions would stop the train, and they'd get on and they'd haul somebody off and kidnap them. She was after a man.
Wolf girl? What would the wolf girl do?
Oh, well, Wolf Girl was one of the Little Abner characters. She was a dark-haired brunette who lived in the woods, and she was always after Little Abner. She wanted herself a man.
Granted, now I mentioned the Little Abner cartoon, but I'm also reminded of I think it was a Harvey Toons cartoon, or where you had kind of a big hillbilly looking woman with like little, and she was like man crazy as well.
Yeah.
Typical Appalachian big woman, big red shirt, maybe black brows, barefoot, I mean, in some ways you could almost argue she kind of looked, the character I'm thinking of looked kind of like a female version of Bluto in some respects, but again, more feminine though. But anyways, so as I said, we're coming up on an hour 40 here, so we might try to, let me just see. Billy Make Believe. Let me just see how much more we got here. I think Billy Make that was so. We'll go ahead and read Billy Make Believe here, and then we'll start to wrap up. This is one of the. So it looked like I didn't measure it out quite right there. Then. All right, RJ, you ready?
I'm ready. Billy Make Believe by He Homan. Billy's pet bear cub, Buster, determined not to be left behind when Billy and Trapper take a train to go to the city, steals a ride on top of one of the cars.
Ooh, I'm cold and hungry.
Bear talks. At last, the train stops at a small town. The passengers get out to stretch their legs and grab a bite of food.
Okay, let
Okay.
me. Oh,
You got it. You got it. Take it.
all right.
We've only got time for a light lunch before the train leaves. So cook me 2 large beefsteaks with fried potatoes, coffee, and apple pie and ice cream. It's a light lunch.
It'll take about 10 minutes, gents. The same for me. Too, Mister. I know I should have probably read that in reverse, but anyways.
Yeah. We'll step outside and look over the town while our steaks are broiling.
Golly, it's a big town too. I counted 10 houses.
Borne on the balmy evening breeze, to Buster's sensitive nose comes the delicious aroma of broiling steak.
Oh me, oh my, smell that. My appetite is already five sizes too big for me, but I'll bet it would fit a nice big juicy steak, and I'm going to see if I can find one. Your steaks are ready, gents. Slip, look, swoop. All right, guess I won't. If you guys didn't eat those steaks, who did?
He did. The bear did it.
Okay. 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 And then I guess there's a little dart hunting game here. And the story continues on here.
Who's going to pay for those steaks, eh? We are. Take a look at this roll and hurry up and cook 2 more.
And the guy goes, ching!
Oh, wait a second. That's not even the first panel.
Man, this is weird. Okay, so the first panel is to the right, and then it just kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, they're numbered.
And I didn't even catch the numbering there, but all right. Well, we'll start. We'll go back to one and just.
Yeah.
But gentlemen, believe me, a moment ago I put two large broiled steaks on these 2 plates for you. Then I turn around to get your coffee, and swoop, like magic, the plates are licked clean.
So what? While their train stops for a few minutes at a way station, Billy and Trapper go to a lunchroom and order a meal. While their backs are turned, the steaks vanish, but not into thin air.
Oh boy, what a feed. Now I feel as strong as a lion.
Who's going to pay for those steaks? We are. Take a look
Oh.
at this roll and hurry up and cook 2 more.
Okay, that was 3. Okay.
Buster, hiding outside while Billy and Trapper are eating, sees a tough-looking tramp peek in the lunchroom window.
Oh, I don't know. I don't like the look of that guy.
Wow. The old gent with the whiskers has a roll of money big enough to choke a horse. And when he steps out of that locked door, Sacco, that Piper Louie always gets his man.
All right, so let's try to figure out what the numbering is. Okay, so at least now it isn't back to straight across the board.
Pretty much. Now they're through. There goes the roll of dough back into the old man's pocket. Here they come now. 1, 2, and 3,
Yeah,
Buster
Buster.
butts in.
Was that a narration?
Yep. 3, Buster busts in. Help! Out, Moita! Police! Let me go! Help!
Look, Trapper, it's Buster. Let's figure out what the top center there is, I think 1, 2,
Yep.
and then 3, 4. Okay, so it's top center, then right, and then the second row starts far left. So that's, I think, the pattern there.
Just as Lead Pipe Louie is about to hit Trapper and steal his money, our friend Buster jumps on him, and the small bear is beating up the big bully when Billy recognizes him.
Golly, Trapper, that's Buster. That's Buster, sure enough. Hey, Buster, stop that fighting.
Yo, get him off of me. Ooh. Are you hurt much, mister? Don't cry. Just tell me how it happened.
I'll have to tie you to this post until you learn how to behave.
What? Well, please pardon my tears, mister. I guess the shock was bad for my nerves. I was standing here minding my own business when the big black brute attacks me and ruins my clothes. I'm very sorry, sir. Allow me to pay for the damage our pet did. Thank you, sir. Oh, pardon me. I must pick up my pipe. I dropped it here. Yes, of course. I smoke a pipe myself. A pipe is so soothing to the nerves. Don't you agree with me, sir? And how? Especially the kind of pipe I use. But I don't smoke it. I swing it.
Bonk. And that's, I guess, it right there.
That's
Overall
that's
impressions of that last story.
Well, again, you got story moving along there, and the poor bear, he's saving them. And what do? They lock the bear up, and like, wait a second, it's a talking bear. He could have said they're trying to rob you, but I guess he only talks to the readers. He doesn't talk to the people.
Yeah. So, overall, what did you think of the selections tonight?
It was a welcome break away from all superhero stuff. But I like the superhero stuff. But
yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, that's the nice thing about like some of the companies like Dell Comics and United Features and Eastern Color, and I think like later Archie and Harvey too. Archie and Harvey have their superhero stuff right now, but as you and I both know, later on, they'll transition more to more slice of life humor characters. But yeah, it is a nice break, to do, now granted, up until now, though, they usually would just they would have 4 or 5 panels, but each panel would be its own story. It wasn't like continuing story like we saw in a number of them tonight. So that's why I don't do them all the time. That's why with those ones, I do, as I explained to you before, the milestone method. Now, milestone method could still work, obviously, but but then if it does kind of inspire people to go off and try to look up and try to track down the material itself to continue the stories, or go back and even read prior to the stories, more power to them, right? So, okay, so let me ask you this then. And we're wrapping up here. Of course, I'm gonna ask a couple questions about the comics, and then we'll get into this day and each history, then we'll wrap things up. So of all the features that we did tonight, which one would you say was the one you liked the most?
Abby and Slats had a lot going on.
Huh?
Abby and Slats had a lot going on, but it had climax points in it. So it's like, sub story was finished, but it moved into the next story, and that sub story was finished and moved into the next one. So it felt like it was moving more.
The rest of them, they were moving, but they didn't give you anything to latch onto. They kept the mystery up.
Well, at
Except for
least the one you liked the most then was the Abby and Slats one. Is that what you're?
yeah, Abby and Slats the most.
Okay. And with that, so now we've asked, okay, the one you like the most. Now the opposite here. Of all the stories that we've read, which one did you like the least?
I had the Boomers.
And why? And why?
It was two. The Boomers was only 2 pages, and we didn't know what was going on before. We didn't know what was going on after. Apparently, there's a ghost, but there's also a widow, and there's it was a very crowded story for the 2 pages. It didn't move anywhere.
A lot of meat there, but really hard to digest because it wasn't really all that organized, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, the Abby and Slats one, that one was to me funny because it's like the 2 characters who did end up getting married there really deserved each other. And a couple of scoundrels that it's like you see these 2 people, these 2 kind of schemers there, and they're looking to scheme each other and scheme other people, and then and in the end, the girl gets her comeuppance in that. Little Abner was fun too, and all that. And you do Little Abner very well. That's why I tried to let you just do as many of the voices there because I felt like I got the impression that you probably wanted to do as many of the voices in that as possible. But also,
Little Abner is just Jethro.
Oh, from Beverly Hillbillies?
Yeah. If you've seen Jethro, you've seen Little Abner. Of course, they did do a live action Little Abner. In fact, it was Judy Canoga played, who was a big country and western comedian. Judy Canoga played Mammy Yoakum in that.
And Mammy Yoakum, as we were talking about that, because as I said, I saw a Little Abner cartoon recently. Mammy Yoakum isn't exactly one to mess with, as I understand it, right?
No. In fact, Bill Bixby made the appearance in the first episode, and he saw Daisy May at the restaurant, and he just pulled in for a quick burger, and he's like, "If I order food, are you going to bring it out here?" And she's like, "Yeah." So he ordered one of everything, but because it was one of everything, it was a very important customer. So Mammy Yoakum said, "You stay here. I'll take it all out there." Nobody wants to see Mammy Yoakum. Yeah, he was trying to get. He was set to marry Daisy May, and Mammy Yoakum screwed it all up.
Yeah.
Little Abner didn't want to marry nobody. He was like, I'm a single man. I'm a bachelor.
I mean, if anything, even though I'm guessing, he's probably about 18, maybe somewhere between 16 and 20 there, possibly. You were saying he's like Jethro in a way.
Yeah, he was
probably
even older.
Huh?
Probably even older, but mentally a lot younger.
Yeah. I mean, almost get the impression, I guess part of the reason they call him Little Abner is because he does seem more like, at least from the few times I've seen him, he seems more like a little boy. And when it comes to girls and little boys, it's like, ew, they have cooties. I don't want any of that. Even though he does kind of like Daisy May. I mean, we do know that, but
yeah.
But I kind of get the he may be in his 20s or what have you, but he is more like a little boy. It's like he'd rather just be a boy and go trekking through the woods, go hunting, do all the manly things, not even deal with women.
Yes.
Maybe with the exception of his mammy.
He's a member of the Hate Man Woman Haters Club.
Yeah. All right. So okay. So anyways, so overall you enjoyed the stories tonight then, huh?
Oh yeah, overall they were fun.
Yeah.
A lot of variety.
All right. Well, I always strive for that because the idea is I want to take people on adventures when we read these stories. Whether it's the superhero stories or whether it's the stuff like we did tonight. I want people to feel like they were there, even if it's only for the 2 hours that we're together here. So with that, before we do head out, today is Friday, October 25th, 2024. So let's go ahead and take a look back at this day in Nietzsche history. So the first thing I'd like to do is I'd actually like to wish a happy birthday to somebody. I'd like to wish a happy birthday to Kevin Michael Richardson. Happy 60th birthday to Kevin Michael Richardson. For many people who watch a lot of cartoons in the 90s and early 2000s, 90s and 2000s, Kevin Michael Richardson provided the voices of, including Captain Gontu in Lilo and Stitch franchise. He was Trigon, Mammoth, and Seymour in the Teen Titans Go. Robert Hawkins, the father of Virgil Hawkins in Static Shock. He was Joker in the Batman series. Maurice in the Penguins of Madagascar and All Hail King Julian. There's various characters, of course, in Batman Brave and the Bold. Mr. Gus in Uncle Grandpa. Groot in Guardians of the Galaxy. So Happy in the 7D. And he was the continuing voice of Barney Rubble in the Flintstones and Dr. Hibbert in Simpsons. So happy 60th birthday to Kevin Michael Richardson. I'm sure many people remember his voice, particularly from his work in the DCAU. So happy 60th birthday there. So you know who I'm talking about, RJ?
I know Kevin Michael Richardson's name.
All right. So anyways, moving on now to the next piece in each history. We move ahead to 1999 as on this day, or 1994 rather, as on this day in 1994. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Actually, I guess we were supposed to be going to 1999. I'm sorry. I got myself confused there a little bit. But anyways, all right. So let me go grab that. So going back to 1999, as on this date, 25 years ago in 1999, WCW held its Monday Nitro event from the America West Arena in Phoenix, Arizona. This was the night after Halloween Havoc. Some things that happened to Halloween Havoc is Sting had lost to Goldberg in the unsanctioned match at the end, even though they thought that the title was on the line. Oh, sorry about that. So Goldberg ended up leaving with the title, but then Sting attacked the referee afterwards, claiming, well, this was an unsanctioned match. It was not for the title. And so he demanded that Goldberg return the title, only for J.J. Dillon to vacate it for Sting attacking a referee. Also, of course, let's see, who was it? Harlem Heat had retained the titles on the previous night's SmackDown. So as J.J. Dillon vacated the world title, the first round matches would be held on this Monday Nitro, along with, of course, a tag team title match. So here's what went down. So in the tournament matches, you saw Norman in the first round here of WCW World Heavyweight Title Tournament Group 1 first round. Norman Smiley defeated Bam Bam Bigelow. Perry Saturn defeated Eddie Guerrero in a rematch from the previous night, which Guerrero had actually beaten the previous night by a DQ. In Group 2, first round, Meng defeated Medusa. So that was an intergender match. The Total Package defeated Rick Steiner via countout. Total Package, that was the name that Lex Luger had decided to go by that point. In another Group 1 first round match, Kidman defeated Conan, a battle of two members of the Filthy Animals. Also had Sting defeat Brian Knobbs in a Group 2 first round match. And then in another Group 2 first round match, David Flair and Diamond Dallas Page went to a no contest. And before we get to the main event here, a few other matches of note here before that. In the last man standing match, Chris Benoit defeated Dean Malenko to gain some revenge for Malenko costing him the TV title on the previous night's Halloween Havoc. And Kidman and Mysterio Jr. of the Filthy Animals defeated Harlem Heat to become the new World Tag Team Champions. And in the final Group 1 first round match, also a match for the WCW United States heavyweight title, which Goldberg had won on the previous night as well. Bret Hart defeated Bill Goldberg. So that happened all on the night after Halloween Havoc that year. So anyways, moving on to the year 2000. On this date in the year 2000, 24 years ago today. On this date in the year 2000, the 50th issue of Blade of the Immortal from Dark Horse's Dark Horse manga imprint went on sale on this date back in 2000, 24 years ago today. It sold for $2.99. It was 32 pages. The 50th issue of Blade of the Immortal from Dark Horse's Dark Horse manga imprint went on sale on this date back in 2000. And finally, on this date 10 years ago today, back in 2014, should I pull it up here? So on this date in 2014, Nexus and Kenji Studios' Santa Company would premiere at the Tokyo International Film Festival on this date back in 2014. So 10 years ago today, Nexus and Kenji Studios' Santa Company premiered at the Tokyo International Film Festival on this date back in 2014. All right. So with that, before we head out, of course, RJ, would you like to do any? Kind of outro? Basically, maybe talk about anything you might be doing this week, promote anything, share any links.
When I'm not picking up books, we're putting the final touches on a number of different projects right now. We're doing Southern Nights, the entire series, in one big 1,000-page book. So if you were a fan of that series in the 80s, that will be in a big hardcover and softcover volume coming soon. Also, we are doing the publishing for Monster MD from Von Klaus, which will begin crowdfunding on the 29th of this month. So, look for those books. And, of course, go to criticalblast.com, hit the bookstore tab, and look at all the 60-plus titles we have there available in our catalog and growing every week.
Including President Trump's Sandbox.
Including Little President Trump. I don't have it right here in front of me. It's all over there in the kitchen now. Yes, Little President Trump's Sandbox.
Yeah.
The music video on our channel.
Yeah. So with that, anything more you'd like to add, RJ?
Oh, no, I've got a sleepy kitty in here that's trying to make me go to bed, and she's going to have to wait for a while.
All right. Well, if you can just stick around for a couple minutes afterwards for just post-show stuff real quick, that'd be appreciated. So with that, I do thank everybody for being here. Hope everybody enjoyed the show tonight. Always try to make it as entertaining and informative as possible. Of course, we're back here on Sunday for the last episode of the Mikestand Weekend Edition, which will be our last regular panel show. Just to let everybody know, the panel shows are not going away. We're just no longer going to be doing them regularly. There'll be more like special attractions here and there, But this Sunday will be the last one, as the following Sunday is when we will be where we'll be moving the historical comic retrospect. And the next time we do that will be on Sunday, November 3rd. RJ will be back with me again, as we'll be looking at start to look at comics that went on sale in April of 1940, at least according to the source I used. And of course, we're going to be looking at DC, as we always do. Start off with DC, and this time around on November 3rd, we're going to be looking at, of course, one of the books we're going to be looking at will be Batman #1. I'm sure. I know RJ's looking very much forward to that, right, RJ?
I've got my Batman and Joker voices all ready to go.
Yeah. Well, it will be, of course, we'll be looking at the Joker and Catwoman's first appearances, as well as, of course, more fun comics. Number 55, which introduced us to Dr. Fate and Wotan, as well as Zor, who is one of the arch enemies of Spectre. So we'll be looking at that. And of course, since we can't read everything, obviously, we will before we actually get into the reading, we'll kind of go over just some quick synopses of some of the other characters, and some of the other stuff going on in the DCU at the time. But aside from that, I hope to see everybody back here on Sunday. I hope and of course, don't forget, and starting this coming week, one more little announcement here. Starting this coming week, starting on Monday, October 28th. First off, the Mikestand will be moving, the weeknight Mikestand show will be moving up an hour. We'll be going at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Fridays we'll have just a regular news show like we always do, where we'll just go over some neat, niche news articles. So, but like starting this Monday, starting Sunday, basically the weeks will now Sunday through Friday, it'll be all 5 p.m. Pacific. Just moving up the weekday schedule up an hour. Partly in the hopes of maybe getting some more viewers, and also I just felt like maybe it would just be a good idea to just go start up a little earlier. So with that, I thank everybody for being here tonight. I hope everybody enjoyed the show, and I hope to see everybody back here on Sunday. Bye.